Hey. So, one of the things that we need to really address that can feel uncomfortable too, when in the process of becoming self aware and working through our stuff and digging in and everything, and very much in the process of recognizing, accepting, and owning who we are and the power that we hold, is to begin to look around us at what we allow to feed into ourselves. And very much, obviously, that's media, and that can be what we read and things like that, but very much are the people that we allow to interact with us. And so when we begin to recognize and own who we are, it can come with some casualties in terms of our friendships, relationship, things like that. So a good example is a few weeks back, I had a conversation with someone where they completely misconstrued a quote, called me names, but then the whole point of the conversation was that they were offended. I wasn't allowed to give my thoughts. It was a whole thing, and it was so hypocritical, and it just was ridiculous. And for a period of time, because there was an inch in there where I felt defensive, and then I laid that down because I'm able to do it. But the rest of the day, I spent time trying to figure out how I could have been better, because I am very much about how I can show up better, how I can learn from situations, and things like that. And if I can be better, instead of just letting that fester, I confront it and deal with it, right? And then I remembered one thing that the person had said that really sat with me. She said, if you recognize that you speak from an educated place, you have to be aware of who you're talking to. And I realized that that was the most pivotal thing I could take from the entire interaction, because the truth is that I have for a long time not recognized the power I have when I speak. When people listen to me, when I walk into a room, or the education and knowledge and experience that I have to speak on something. But now that I've recognized it, I have to accept it, right? And that's different than owning. Accepting is merely being like, you know what, this is a fact. Like, I don't have to glamorize this, nothing. I just have to own that. I mean, this is real. This is a fact, right? And then owning it is stepping into it and just being like, effing, this is who I am, right? And so when I thought about that interaction, I realized that I was in the acceptance stage, but I needed to own it. And I have to be honest. I can't, and there's a difference between, I was spending time talking to these people, not doing the work I needed to do, not talking to the friends I probably needed to talk to, all those things, because I was giving my time to these people. That was not a waste. But if I would keep going and having arguments and debates and conversations with these people, that would be a waste, because they've already proven that they don't desire or don't have the capacity to be on the intellectual level that I am. Now, you have to check yourself here, because the knee-jerk reaction when someone says something like that is to make me a villain, like I am demeaning other people. But the fact is all I'm doing is I'm speaking to who I am, my power, and I'm elevating myself. No one is bad for not being where I am, because I'm not where a lot of people are. It simply is a fact that I have to start owning. And I know that when a woman says something like that, it comes with one connotation. When a man says something like that, it comes with a different connotation. Neither of them are good. But what does it serve you to live in the middle, where you apologetically speak about who you are, where you say in hushed tones that you're someone worthy of being heard? It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve anybody else either. To own your power means to bring abundance and freedom to yourself, but it also means to bring information or money or power or innovation or the ability to be heard to other people. By not owning you, you may do a disservice to others. So you have to be very cognizant about who you allow around you. And you have to be very cognizant about where you go back to once you realize what you've outgrown. If you keep staying in the same neighborhood of people who can't or have not chosen to reach the level or capacity that you have, you will feel as if you are very on the outlier scale, and you will begin to drop yourself back down. Once you have outgrown something, you have to keep going. I have not spoken to those people since, because I realized that I could never dive deep with them. And that's okay, because it opens up the space for me to meet other people and have conversations of real significance with new and existing people in my life. And that's awesome. You have to get yourself to the same place. Own who you are. Accept it. It is what it is. It's a fact. Do not apologize for it. Step into your power. That's it.